You know, his job is to keep citizens safe and to reduce the number of fires.
So why has one local fire marshal been himself breaking the law?
7 investigator Heather Catallo is here now with a look at what she's uncovered about this fire official. Heather?
Interesting stuff. We expect city officials to follow the law, but the 7 investigators discovered that Highland Park's fire marshal has been driving with a suspended and expired driver's license for years. And thanks to this investigation, city leaders are taking action.
Jerome Brown spends his days cruising around Highland Park in this bright red city car. Brown has been the fire marshal for the financially strapped city since 2012. He's supposed to be out inspecting safety plans for buildings and preventing fires. What he's not supposed to be doing is driving.
I'd like to talk to you about your suspended driver's license. Are you supposed to be driving a city vehicle?
Who told you something like that?
According to the Secretary of State, Brown's driver's license has been suspended since 2010, and now his license is expired because he's had so many violations. During March and April, our undercover cameras caught the fire marshal driving illegally several times.
I'm not supposed to be driving.
You're not supposed to be driving?
No, that's why I'm coming here now. Turn in my car.
Does the city know you're suspended, your license?
No.
Okay.
I'm about to go tell them now.
Here's a look at the 49-year-old's driving record. Brown has 2 drunk driving arrests out of Virginia from 1987 and 1990. Here in Michigan, state records show he drove while impaired in 1992 and got charged with a felony for drunk driving once again in 1993. Brown later pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor charge, which forced him into a license suspension. From there, Brown has a series of license suspensions and other driving offenses, including 5 suspensions from 2009, the year he hired on as a firefighter in Highland Park. The final license suspension was in 2010, and he hasn't had a valid license since then.
You have repeatedly driven with a suspended or expired license, so you have a lot of violations for that.
Well, no, it's not even that, okay? Because there have been times where I did have my license back. You're only reporting what you want to report.
No, I'll show you the record.
Okay, so I'm saying they bringing some stuff up, man, from like 20 years ago. You see what I'm saying?
No.
I done said everything I need to say.
Well, look here.
No.
This is 2010, sir. 2010. 2009, suspension, disobeyed traffic signal, suspension, drove while license expired, impeded traffic, 2008, up to 2010. This is not 20 years ago.
Everything I need to say, okay?
But we had more questions. The city of Highland Park pays Brown $10 an hour. Some city officials consider Brown a hero because he got seriously injured in a fire back in 2010. Forced into light duty, the city promoted him to fire marshal in 2012. But every day that we watched Brown on duty, he did not seem to do much work at all.
What exactly do you do all day? We've just seen you just drive around. What do you do?
I write tickets.
For what?
Things like fire violations, things of that nature.
How did someone miss the fact that his license has been suspended all this time?
Well, quite honestly, I don't have a response for that. I don't know.
Highland Park City Attorney Todd Russell Perkins says he's trying to get to the bottom of how Brown got hired without a valid license.
No one wants the law to be broken.
Perkins says as soon as the 7 investigators told the city what we uncovered, they suspended Brown so they can conduct their own investigation.
You do need a valid license. We were unaware of it at the time. We're taking action to resolve the situation.
Brown also needs to resolve another situation. See that blue Ford Expedition? That's the car he drives to and from work. And that license plate isn't valid either.
Your license plate on your other car is expired too. You know that, right?
Yes, we're getting that taken care of tomorrow.
It is a misdemeanor to drive with a suspended license. Jerome Brown told me he's trying to find a lawyer to help him get his license back. The city attorney also tells me the fire department credits Brown with reducing the number of fires in Highland Park, and in the future they will be checking into things like this more carefully. But for now, he is suspended without pay.
So by some coincidence, the day you go to talk to him about this, he's on his way to report himself.
That's what he said. I mean, I think he kind of knew once I showed him the record
that
the gig was up, as they say.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because it was such a long, long list.
It was a very long list.
All right, Heather. Good job.
Thank you.